Hello everyone and welcome back to Shelly's Millions. Boy, have I got news for you today. If you've been wondering if you need to sign up for CalJOBS or what you need to do to certify to get your EDD unemployment benefits here in California, there has been an update. I want to thank so much the 3 people that notified me on my last video of this update. So thank you to Brenda, Afghan Brad Pitt, great name, and Isaac for letting me know that there had been an update to the EDD website. So if you want to find out what that update is, make sure to stick around. Thank you so much to everyone who's already done this. Part of my path to being a millionaire is gonna be dependent on making some income from these videos on YouTube. So if you could please help me out and help out the channel and the YouTube algorithm by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and sharing this video if you find it useful. I would really appreciate it. Okay, and the big disclaimer coming up right now, I'm not an expert on this, and it seems like things are changing so rapidly. I don't know. I'm hoping that what I'm about to tell you is true. I'm hoping that it doesn't cause any delays or hiccups or anything, but it seems like all the EDD's issues are causing delays and hiccups. So I have to admit, I'm not really optimistic that this will come without hiccups, but I really hope for all of us that it does. So here's what we've got going on. Here's what I investigated after my 3 viewers from my earlier video today posted, and I went researching. Okay, so what it says on the EDD Employment Development Department State of California website is benefits program online. And then it gives a disclaimer, limited service UI online and UI online mobile. Some customers are experiencing issues using this service. We're working to restore it as soon as possible. Please check back later. And yeah, it's not working when you try and log in, so that's not working. So here we go with this new information in the blue box. Certifying for weeks ending March 14th through May 9th, 2020. So this is retroactive and goes through to May 9th. Since right now I'm just screen sharing, I'm just gonna go ahead and read this and then we'll come back and comment on it in a little bit. So, based on the persistent inability of claimants to access the UI online system during this time period, if your UI benefit certification form has dates for weeks ending March 14th through May 9th, you do not, bold, need to certify or recertify for UI benefits. For these weeks, this means after you initiate your UI claim and are determined eligible, you do not, bold, need to provide any certification for your first benefit payment or continuing biweekly payments. You will automatically receive your benefits unless you have an existing disqualification or pending issue. But you will be asked to officially certify for these weeks of benefits at a later date. Check the EDD website regularly for future instructions on how to certify for these paid weeks. You will be required to provide information to the EDD if you worked during any of these weeks. The failure to provide the EDD with information that you worked during these weeks may result in an overpayment that the EDD must later recover. In the steps for receiving UI benefits, this means after you apply, step 1, we will take care of step 2 for you for the weeks ending March 14th through May 9th based on the persistent inability of claimants to access the UI online system during this time period. You will be required to inform the EDD if you work during these weeks through Ask EDD by selecting unemployment insurance benefits, then payments, and then EDD paid me, and I return to work, need to report wages. So all of this in the blue box is will appear after you try and log in to either UI online or UI mobile. So now I'm gonna talk a little bit more in detail about what this should mean. Okay, so now we're going to take this part by part and try and figure out what it means or what it should mean. And again, this is brand new, so I'm not quite sure how it works. So let's take a look. Let's break it down. I'm going to have to reread, so excuse me for one moment. Okay, so you do not need to certify for dates ending March 14th through May 9th. Now, a lot of us have already certified some of those weeks, and I'm sure that's going to be fine. So what it means for people who have not certified for prior weeks, but they got unemployed and they just haven't applied yet, or they haven't been able to certify, you're not going to need to certify for those weeks, at least not at this time. There is a statement later on that says that you'll need to go on and certify later. Now again, certifying for EDD unemployment benefits, that's just kind of where you're telling the EDD, it's kind of like at work where you clock in and out and you tell them how many hours you work. Well, you're signing on to the EDD and letting them know that you're still not working in a 2-week period. But now we don't need to go on, according to this, every 2 weeks and let them know that we're still not employed. So the only thing that we do need to let them know if it changes is if we go back to work. So if you begin working again, wouldn't we be so lucky? If you go back to working again, you are going to need to let the EDD know so that they can either adjust your benefits, because remember, if you've had reduced hours, you are still supposed to be eligible for some unemployment benefits. So even if you go back to work, remember, if your hours have been reduced due to CV, I can't say the actual name, but you know, if your hours have been reduced, you should be eligible for some unemployment benefits. So even when you return back to work, you do need to report that to the EDD, but you may still be eligible for some benefits. Okay, so I'm also going to address a question that Henry asked on my earlier video, which is, do we need to report the $1,200 that we received from the stimulus? And the answer, according to this, at least for now, is no, because the point in the process where you would do that is when you're certifying. But since no one is supposed to need to certify anymore, we are not going to need to report that right now. Now, there are some things that say, you know, about overpayments and things like that. And since I'm definitely still unclear as to whether we need to report that or whether we don't, you might want to set some money aside just in case they do want to count that as income, because it does say that you will be asked to certify at some point in the future and to check the EDD website regularly for when that is. But apparently from March 14th, which is in the past, and up until May 19th, May 9th, we're not going to need to go on and certify every 2 weeks. So that probably buys them some time as well, maybe for them to figure out how they're going to deal with that $1,200 stimulus check, maybe for them to determine about all the furloughed employees, if we do need to go on CalJOBS, if we don't need to go on CalJOBS. For now, at least until May 9th, we're not going to need to go on CalJOBS because we're not certifying, which is great. Now here is the downfall. The downfall is that it says okay, so the downfall for so many of my viewers and subscribers, unfortunately, is that it says you will automatically receive your benefits unless, and here's the catch for so many of you, unless you have an existing disqualification or pending issue. And I know that so many of you have reported that you do have pending issues, or that it'll say paid and then it won't, and all of that. So for that, unfortunately, you're still gonna need to sit in the endless phone line of, we're sorry, we've reached the maximum number of callers waiting to speak to a live representative, so hang up and try again later. And then later when you try, you're probably gonna get that same message. But it does look like they're taking steps to like clear up a lot of this, and this is one of those steps that should help make things be easier. Maybe people had a lot of questions about certifying and how to answer, and now that we don't have to certify, hopefully they won't be getting calls about certifying because you don't need to anymore, according to this. So now that they're not getting those calls asking about how to certify, maybe that can free up some time for them to answer your questions about disqualified claims, pending claims. I really hope that's what it does. I really do. Because even though they've added a new number, I understand that it's still really hard to get through. So yeah, it looks like the only time that you need to report anything to them right now is if you go back to work, which none of us are going back to work right now here in California. Unfortunately, they're on unemployment. It's no fun. And it's a hot, beautiful day. I hadn't planned on making a second video today, but thank you so much to my subscribers who gave this tip to me. I would like to be the first one to make a video about this. Maybe it'll go viral. Maybe a lot of people will need to see it. That would be wonderful. So to help it do that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and share the video. Let me know what I can do to be getting better at these videos. I know I've got this glare on my glasses, you guys. Apparently I need a second light and I have to put this one off to the side, and I need some sound and all of that, but you know, I'm on unemployment and I'm just trying to make it work over here. So, you know, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your questions, with your stories. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping that I'm able to help somebody. Hoping that this is a good tip from the EDD. I mean, it's straight from their website, so that would be great if we don't have to certify. Like it says, I'm still gonna check probably once a week, and I'm sure as my subscribers, you guys will let me know, since you're also checking if there's any changes to that EDD website and UI online. So yeah, the struggle continues, but hopefully this is a step in the right direction for a lot of us. You know what comes next. One final mention, one final plug. I'm not sponsored by them, but if you are interested in getting started with investing in stocks, there's a really simple, easy app that I love. It's called Webull, and if you use my link below, it is going to give you 2 free stocks, and one of those stocks is valued up to $1,400. They have all different kinds. When I did it, I want to say that mine were valued at about $12 each. And I used the link that a millionaire provided. Like, that millionaire does not need my commission, but I do get 2 free stocks myself if you use my link, and I would love 2 free stocks. I'm not a millionaire and I'm trying to get there. So you guys can really help me out by using my Webull link, not theirs. It all takes you to the same place, guys. So support a growing YouTube channel. That would be great. And hope you appreciate me making a second video in a day, guys. Hope I'm not bombarding you, but I have a feeling this one's gonna be a lot more accessible to a lot of people. So thanks again for giving me that tip, and thanks for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you on Monday.